President Obama was asked about that just a few days ago, and here's how he responded, because he does not think there should be one put in place. Let's take a listen to this.
History shows that there is a likelihood of increased avoidance. People do not readily disclose their information. They may engage in something called broken travel, essentially breaking up their trip so that they can hide the fact that they have been to one of these countries where there's a disease in place.
So, Congresswoman, President Obama, who I know you support very much, he says it's counterproductive to have a travel ban. People will hide that they came from West Africa. Your response?
Mr. Duncan did not disclose that he had been in contact with people infected with Ebola. That's a case in point right there that shows the holes in that argument. And secondly, as far as the broken travel, people can travel to different countries and take different routes. That's why we have passports, and we can look at the stamps and the visas in their passports to look back and see if their country of origin was coming from one of these West African countries that's stricken with this illness.
Congresswoman, what do you say to those who say that politicians like you, people in the media like me, we are sensationalizing this? We are making a bigger deal out of it than it is. It's only one death in the United States. Everybody get a grip. What do you say to that?
Well, let's look at how many thousands of people have died from this virus in other parts of the country where it has been allowed to spread.
You mean other parts of the world?
It is our responsibility. In other parts of the world, sorry. It is our responsibility to make sure that we don't allow that to happen. Why we need to take these steps now to make sure that the American people are protected and we don't end up in a situation where we have a growth of infections and a further outbreak that will become, it'll put us in a position where we're no longer able to help quell this in the source in West Africa, because we will be focusing all of our resources, all of our attention on dealing with an outbreak here at home. We can best help those in West Africa by making sure that we take these important steps to close the door, to plug those holes here in the United States, and then we can dedicate resources to stopping it at its source in West Africa.
It's kind of interesting that you're speaking out on this, just because a lot of the people speaking out have been accused of doing so because of election year politics. I know you won your last election with 80% of the vote. It's not like a thriving Republican Party in your congressional district exactly. Why are you speaking out? Are other Democrats asking you to do so because they don't want to be seen as disloyal to the president? What's the reason you're doing so?
You know, that's the problem right there, Jake, is far too many people are politicizing an issue that is not political at all. This is an issue that deals with what is in the best interest of keeping the American people safe from an infectious disease that is killing thousands of people in other parts of the world, and that we've seen has already affected certain communities here at home. We actually have a responsibility as elected leaders to do what's right for the people, to transcend the politics of the season, and actually do the right thing to make that change and prevent that outbreak from happening here.
Congress